Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Star Fox 64. Last time we wrapped up the first two levels of the harder route, Sector Y and Aquas. Let's head to Zonus.
There's an enemy base there?
Affirmative, General.
Good luck.
Welcome to Zonus, the toxic waste area. This is going to be one of the more interesting levels of the game, because in order to stay on the hard route, you need to actually avoid getting spotted. And by that, these things. Once you the idea behind this level is like you're constantly you're trying to get into this base without being detected, despite the fact you do fight a boss at the end of this stage anyway, so it's like they know you're here but they don't. Well, anyways, the main objective is to get rid of those satellites, like the searchlights. If you manage to miss one of those searchlights, you immediately get spotted, and not only do more enemies appear in the level, you're also not going to be able to stay on the hard route.
We're closing in on them, Falco. Take the right hand for it. I have the left.
Cat, what are you doing here?
Is that any way to greet a girl?
Alright, can I ask, because I left the question in the description in one of the previous parts. Who are these two characters, Bill and Cat? It's like we learned nothing about these characters in this game. I mean, this game is not it isn't meant to be deep. It's simply a reboot of the first game, and it's the story ain't much deeper. It's just a lot more flavor text, but it's like they could have at least gave us some sort of idea as to who these two are. It's like Bill is apparently a good friend of Fox, I guess during the academy or something, whatever, some sort of training regimen with the R-Wings or whatever. And I guess Cat has some sort of affiliation with Falco, but we never know what that is, so it's like, huh? It's just really weird. Sorry, a little notification popped up on the screen. I just had to get rid of that real quick. Alright, so the score requirement for this is one of the highest ones in the game. The second highest, actually. It's going to be 250. The searchlights are going to obviously give you some points. There's also going to be a lot of enemies, so using your charge shots and your bombs when necessary is very useful. And do not fret about not having any bombs for the next level, because believe me, you can rank up the bombs like nuts at the end of the level. So do not be afraid to use those bombs. I decided not to because I wanted to save them for a segment coming up soon. I ended up meeting the quota anyways, but still, use those bombs wisely. Did I just say that? The biggest issue with this level is that there's so many enemies in this level, so you're getting shot at like all the time. Falco, you are useless! Oh, that's like the hashtag for this Let's Play. Screw Falco. And that was all the satellites. Unfortunately, we barely missed the quota before the boss fight, but thankfully the boss fight will give us that. That point requirement. Even if it takes forever, like still killing the boss will just be enough. Haven't heard this boss track in a while. Watch out, because he immediately throws that ball and chain at you. Little preemptive strike he's got there. Alright, so this guy's got really tough armor on his battleship. What you need to do is you need to take out those exhaust pipes, and you have to use bombs because they don't take damage otherwise. That's why bombs are going to be your best friend for this level, and as you are with this boss, and as you can already tell, you're constantly getting bombs from all those things he shoots out. Once you destroy the exhaust pipes, you gotta go for that crane, because otherwise he's just gonna continue to recover his compartments. Then, once you do that, destroy the 2 compartments with the bombs. I missed. There we go. And now he's just gonna go. And now he's just gonna go nuts with his gunfire and his ball and chain. But otherwise, as long as you know what you're doing, the boss ain't too tough.
All aircraft report.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Everything's A-okay. Cat, where'd you go?
Well, you sound really upset about that, Falco. That's fine. Just like Bill, if you beat this, after you beat this level, whether you choose to go to Sector Z next or Macbeth, Cat will appear in that level. As a matter of fact, if you go to Macbeth from here, Cat actually makes accomplishing that mission on Macbeth a little easier, so it'll help you get back on track in case you failed to accomplish the mission on Zonus.
The enemy army is gunning for you. Be careful.
Don't worry, sir.
Good luck.
Enemy approaching from the left. We'll gladly take this one.
Welcome to Sector Z, Combat Zone, my least favorite stage in the entire game. This level sucks. And by that I mean complete getting the medal requirement. I'll get into how that works in a little bit. The first phase of this level is actually really simple. It's just a bunch of enemies flying everywhere. Just pay attention to your comrades so they're not getting attacked all the time.
That was too close.
Because you want to make sure they're in good health, especially for the next level. More on that later. Yeah, there's not much to this level in the first phase. Interesting side note though, you can actually fly into the Gray Fox. Like, if you take a lot of damage, if you go into the back end, the back entrance of the Gray Fox, you can actually come out with full HP. So, that's cool, I guess. There's also these little box things around the level that you can destroy to get some points. Now for the second phase. You need to destroy these missiles before they get to Great Fox. If you fail to destroy the missile before it gets to Great Fox, you'll technically fail the mission and you'll be sent to Bulce instead of the level on the hard route, Area 6. So you want to make sure you destroy those missiles. Your party members will also try to gun for the missiles, and that will generally guarantee they get destroyed. However, and this is where the medal issue comes in, the medal requirement for this level is 100. Just a heads up, there are 6 missiles in total. Destroying them gets you 10 points a pop. That's roughly 6, I think we're looking at like 66 points. Because it's 10 points for the missile and 1 point for the kill. And you roughly need you need exactly 34 points on top of those missiles. Here's the problem with Sector Z, though, when it comes to getting the medals. Your comrades taking down the missiles does not count towards the point quota. So, what I recommend you do, and I know this is a very silly and dangerous idea, what you want to do is you want to focus on the missiles and just let your party members just deal with the enemies tailing them, because otherwise they'll get the kill and you will not get the points. So you want to be careful when you're doing that, and I believe this is the point in the LP where I decided, screw it, I'm switching the HDMI cable.
Are you gonna hog all the fun?
Cat, can't you go bother someone else?
Let me help you out.
You are so mean, Falco. Alright, now that we have Cat, she can help us out during the final phase where missiles 4, 5, and 6 are approaching. You also don't want to approach this area from sectors, from Zonus. If you want to improve those chances, you're going to want to take that warp zone from Sector X. Unfortunately, that's the only other way to get here, so it's sort of a lose-lose scenario. This is literally like the last medal I had to get for my playthroughs in the past, because your party members eat up the kill, and as a result, you don't meet the quota. And as we're going to see right here,
One missile down.
they ended up destroying the missiles right before I even got a chance to destroy one. So my kill quota is pretty low for this level.
You owe me, Falco. You're on your own. Good luck, little man.
Rob, is everything okay? Gray Fox is okay. That was a close call. We've got the bad guys on the run.
Don't worry. Slippy's here.
And that's why I am worried, Slippy, because you suck. I mean, Falco's been giving me a harder time in this playthrough than you, but still. You're still Slippy at the end of the day. And now that we managed to complete Sector Z, we accomplished the mission. It is time for, ironically enough, we went from my least favorite level in the game to my most favorite level in the game.
It's almost over. We're in your debt. Come back in one piece, Fox.
Will do, General.
Good luck.
Came in here. No problems. Do you copy? Emergency maneuvers! Too late. Game over, pal.
Welcome to Area 6 Defense Station.
Entering Venom Air Defense Zone. Everybody stay alert.
Face mines ahead.
Use your bombs here. That way you can get rid of the mines. This level is crazy. It does not let up. For one, the medal requirement for this is the highest in the game. A whopping 300. It's very appropriate because there are enemies all over the place. You got them, your standard mooks, you've got these little satellite things that constantly shoot at you, you got battleships, you got everything in this level. All I can really recommend to you is the typical, like, use your charge shots to get those group kills, use your bombs, just go crazy in this level. Because this level doesn't hold back on you. So you shouldn't hold back on it. Also, Rob actually helps you out a little bit. Not much, but it is something.
Incoming enemy missile!
Be careful if you don't have bombs here, because if you don't have bombs here, I'm deliberately not using the bombs, because You want to be different, because if you don't take them out in time, they will explode and do a bit of damage to your party members.
Get 'em?
Not yet, sir.
And every one of your comrades are getting chased throughout this level. And if you're not constantly making sure they're okay, they're going to take massive amounts of damage. So you really want to keep a close eye on them, because otherwise they could get knocked out very easily in this level. Are you sure about that? We got this far. We're clearly doing something right. Well, so am I, Andross. We're almost at the end of the game. Also, this music is incredible. I think I'm gonna just quiet for a second just to let you listen to this.
They've broken through the first line. We're gonna break through that fleet. They're through the second line.
What can I say? This level's amazing. This is also the hardest level in the game, so keep that in mind. And if you manage to if you actually manage to get all the medals in the game, you can actually unlock expert mode, which is the hard mode of all the levels. And Area 6 is hard on expert mode. It's kind of ridiculous, and Slippy almost died there. And I just met the quota. We're on our way to the boss fight now, which is actually one of the worst in the game because it drags.
The last line has been free.
These guys are free? Dang. Deploy it now.
Enemy ahead! This one's different.
Christ, we were so close to Venom.
Alright, time for the boss fight. Start things off, you want to shoot these energy balls. You want to be quick with it too, because otherwise you're not going to damage the enemy at all.
It's working.
And this boss could drag a little longer. And now that Slippy's low on health, I'm a little paranoid right now because I don't want my laser shots to reach him. Because I'm pretty sure that with my hyper lasers, I can take out Slippy in only like 2 or 3 hits. And I'd rather not lose Slippy. I have a good streak going. Alright, so you're just going to shoot out all these little all these little tiny battleships at you that are going to explode once they make contact with you. Just make sure you shoot them all down. Be quick with it because there's a lot of them. And then he's going to open up and you got to shoot the 3 energy balls. Your control is going to be thrown off a bit every time you manage to get through a phase. Just, I guess, to make things more challenging. And once you manage to get through the second phase, he'll start releasing some of the more stronger battleships. And then there's this part. He's getting ready to fire his laser. Watch out for this because this hurts. You want to circle the laser because it will tail you. If you try to stay in one place for too long, you will take massive amounts of damage. But once you manage to dodge the laser, destroy the energy balls, just unleash all the lead.
Yippee! You did it!
And I managed to get Slippy almost up to full health, which is awesome because the next level is really tough.
Hold on. We're entering Venom area.
I mean, it's obviously Venom, but it's also the finale of this Let's Play. So, with that said, next time on Star Fox 64, we're going to end this little charade with Andross and bring him down once and for all. Hopefully for good this time. So until then, I gotta juice.